Welcome back to WRC Rally Magazine, your guide to the World Rally Championship. Before the break, we asked you which former world champion has won 4 consecutive Monte Carlo rallies. The answer, Tommi Mäkinen. He won this famous event from 1999 to 2002.
Skoda chose the Austrian Alps as the backdrop to reveal their new driver lineup, with some winter sports thrown in for good measure. After a limited programme in 2004, Skoda will compete in all 16 rounds this year. We'll hear from the new faces later, but as in 2004, their #1 driver will be the hugely experienced Armin Schwarz.
Okay, first driver is Armin. You know that he will do all the 16 rallies and he will be a kind of solid rock in the team, as he has all the experience and all the knowledge with the testing, and he knows all the rallies, so he's #1. And the idea for the second car was to have a specialist for each rally.
Alex Benke, he has done last year a very good season. He was very strong on asphalt. He was strong in Corsica. He knows the tarmac grounds all very, very well.
Although somewhat of an unknown, Benke finished 10th in Germany last year and has been nominated for points on all 3 asphalt events.
I'm very honored and very happy to be part of this team, Skoda Motorsport, and Skoda trusts me. It's a very good opportunity for me, and I will do my best to be quick.
With Janne Tohino, I think the team has chosen someone who is very, very constant, very stable. I think he's on most of the rallies on gravel he has done this year. He knows the events, he has notes for it, so it should be quite a stable lineup.
A handful of Ford outings and 9th overall in the WRC 2004 standings convinced Skoda to offer the Finn a drive.
My program is a little bit open. I know Sweden is first and I have minimum 8 rallies, and I driving well, maybe it's more, but minimum it's 8.
Jani Passonen, he showed last year in Finland what he is able to do on specific gravel events, and like that I think we have specialists for all kind of surfaces and of all kind of rallies.
6th place in Finland in a worked Skoda, and narrowly missing out on the PWRC Championship was more than enough to show the Skoda management what he could do.
My first event is this year in Mexico, and last year 2004 I visit first time over there, and it's going well. I'm very happy. I know the roads, and I'm waiting very much this event. Now I know what I have to do a little bit different. I found a good setup my car, and absolutely I tried.
But despite all the pre-season excitement, the Czech team's aims remain realistic.
First of all, we must still increase our reliability and must improve our results. Best results last year were 6th, 7th, 8th position, and okay, the logical thing is to improve by 1 or 2 positions and maybe, hopefully, to be in touch with the podium.
Mitsubishi's return to the WRC in 2004 was beset with technical problems, but some promising stage times in the later part of the season suggested their development program was moving in the right direction. They retained the services of Gilles Panizzi for 2005, and he is in confident mood.
For sure, the car is better and better. The situation at the moment after the first season, for me it's really good because we are completely on the good way.
Mitsubishi have switched from Michelin to Pirelli tyres, but it's mechanical changes which could be the key to improvement.
We have some, some new things in the transmission, and mainly we have a semi-automatic gear shift. And on the engine side, we have a new pressure valve and wastegate valve that should allow us to achieve some, let's say, better tuning, very, very close to the limits.
These limits are sure to be tested by Harry Rovanperä, the team's new signing, who joins Panizzi and third driver Gigi Gali.
Feeling is good, and I'm a little bit surprised how well the car going. That is very good news in the beginning.
So, after the disappointment of recent years, what can Mitsubishi really hope to achieve in 2005?
Let's say that the first half of the season we will finish the development of the WRC 05, and then second half of the season we hope to be closer to the best competitors and have some good results.
The only team to have an all-new lineup this year is Ford. Recently, at the Autosport show in England, the press and the public got their first opportunity to see the team's new drivers. It was also a chance for a glimpse of the 2006 Focus World Rally concept car. Tony Gardemeister is well known to rally fans, having driven for both Works Seat and Skoda teams in the past. Roman Cresta has also had a few outings in a Works Skoda, but most of his WRC experience comes from limited privateer entries. Head of Ford Motorsport Europe, Jos Capito, has confidence in his two new recruits.
Both drivers are below 30, so very young lineup, and we believe they are very promising talents. And now this year they have a chance to show their talent in a very competitive Ford Focus. We will develop the new Focus for WRC starting in 06, and we hope our two young drivers get up to the speed with this year's Focus, that we can keep them for the long-term program.
Cresta, the 28-year-old Czech, seems at ease with the challenges ahead in 2005.
No pressure, because team, Malcolm, everybody, it's maximum help me. Very friendly, everybody. I think I'm very happy. It's team and car is fantastic, no pressure.
Tony Gardemeister's first opportunity to test his new car came in Sweden a few weeks ago. Not only does the Finn have to get used to working for a new team, but like any person starting a new job, he needs to settle into his new desk. And after the retirement of his long-standing co-driver Paavo Lukanda, now sitting in the passenger seat is Jake Honkanen. But Tony seems to be coping just fine with all the changes.
I think it started quite well, you know. We started, on a time and everything was very, very good. I think cooperation with the engineers was okay. We discussed already some things, and for me it started well.
The Focus is a proven winner on both tarmac and gravel, and even after the first couple of kilometres on snow, Tony is already confident.
When you get good car, the car which you can win the events, it's very good, and for sure it gives always more, boost for your mind and everything.
Now he's had a taster of his new machinery. What does Tony think he can achieve this year with Ford?
We try to fight some events to win also, try to push so fast what we can, and also mainly all of the events I try to go very close to podium or podium, but we try to do our best and try to push flat out for sure.
By their high standards, 2004 was a disaster for Peugeot. They debuted the 307, but the reliability of the gearbox became one of the stories of the season, as did the increasing frustration of Marcus Gronholm. All he and the team have to show from 2005 is a single victory in Finland. Like their sister company Citroën, 2005 appears to be the final season in the WRC, but the Peugeot Lion intends to go out with a roar. The team are confident they've overcome the reliability issues, and like Mitsubishi, they'll be hoping a switch to Pirelli tyres brings results. But perhaps their biggest advantage over last season is they look to have the strongest driver lineup. Double world champion Marcus Gronholm remains, and moving from Ford after 3 wins in 2004 are Marco Martin and Michael Park.
I really wanted to join that team because I always fancied to try for French manufacturing teams. So I looked into it and I thought it's a good idea, especially when Ford wasn't very clear with their programs.
At the time when he did the deal, it was looking like a 2-year deal. It was a big surprise for it to be only 1 year, but then he still had this passion to drive for them, so I think it's the right decision.
But how are they both finding the new car and the new team?
is only the second test and the third day that we've been in the car and been with the team, but I must say that I'm very happy with the way everything's going. The team seem very, very friendly, and they're keen to let us learn as quickly as we can.
So far I've driven it only on tarmac, and that's only a small part of the championship, so I really need to do something on gravel and get the feeling, and 2 rallies and see how competitive I'm going to be. So far I felt really easy to try, so I can't believe it's that easy. It cannot be so easy.
And working with teammate Marcus Grönholm is also proving beneficial.
Yeah, I think it's quite good. It's refreshing to have somebody really quick in the same team, so it's always easy to see how well you're doing. If you have a strong teammate who's going faster, then you know that the car is capable of going faster, so it's down to you.
But with only 1 year in which to do it with Peugeot, is 2005 Marco Martin's opportunity to win the World Rally Championship?
I would be really happy if I can really help Peugeot to be a manufacturer champion again.
The main aim of the year is to try and become World Rally champions, but I guess that's going to be difficult with just 1 season with Peugeot.
It's probably not the most obvious year to win the championship, but it would be nice to surprise myself and everybody else.
Before we look forward to this year's event, here's a reminder of what's happened in Monte Carlo over the last few years. In 2002, Sebastian Loeb launched his WRC career by fighting off Tommy Mäkinen to take victory in the mountains for Citroën. But his celebrations were short-lived when a time penalty awarded due to an illegal tyre change saw the win given to Mäkinen. Loeb was joined in the Citroën team by Colin McRae and Carlos Sainz in 2003, and at the end of day 2, led his teammates in a Citroën 1-2-3.
Would you expect tomorrow the Citroën management to tell Colin and Carlos not to push you too hard? We have to hold 1-2-3 for Citroën.
You have to ask Mr. Franklin. It's not my decision.
No team orders, Loeb won, and the podium was a clean sweep for his team.
F6 for Timo. We still have 3 kilometers to go, and we have only gear number 3.
In 2004, while some struggled with gear selection and poor visibility,
Come on, Timo.
Loeb again showed that he was becoming the master in Monte. This was his first win on his run to becoming the drivers' champion. So recent form means Loeb will arrive in Monte Carlo as a hot favourite. But the mix of tarmac, ice and snow in the French mountains can catch out the best of drivers. This year the rally will be contested over 15 stages, totalling 353 kilometres. Here are 3 of the team's bosses to tell us more.
Monte Carlo is probably one of the most difficult asphalt rallies in the championship, primarily because of the asphalt roads, the altitude that you climb into, and that particular time of year you can obviously have snow and ice on the road.
Quite a few times in recent years we've not had much snow and ice, and it's been a predominantly asphalt rally. But the hardest is when you get stages that are, let's say, 75% or 80% asphalt with 20% of it icy or snowy.
The problem in Monte Carlo is always the impossibility of forecasting the weather. Normally, the Monte Carlo stage starts on dry, becomes wet, then icy, then wet, then dry.
Generally, we treat it like an asphalt rally. The car is set up fairly similarly to any other asphalt rally, but we try to be just a little bit softer, a little bit easier to drive.
You're always looking then to come basically a little bit softer and a little bit more compliance within the suspension to cope with either the wet and slippy conditions or the snowy conditions.
It's very close to a normal asphalt car, but just slightly more drivable. The more it moves towards ice and snow, the more it favours the Scandinavian drivers. The more it is dry and clean asphalt, the more it favours the sort of tarmac specialists from Southern Europe. But you'd have to say overall, Sebastian must start looking like the favourite. His record over the last couple of years has been very, very strong.
Sebastian Loeb will be the man to beat in 2005, but he'll face one of the strongest car and driver lineups in WRC history. That should make for a memorable season. To keep up to date with all the latest stage times from Monte Carlo and all the latest WRC news, go to the website at wrc.com. But until next time, it's goodbye from the Rally Magazine.